Pleasant good morning to you. It's not too often we have the opportunity to say that from Waverly High School as we get ready to roll for a trifecta of Division III volleyball finals here in Southern Ohio. Our first matchup is the 5th-seeded Adena Warriors taking on the 2-seeded Wheelersburg Pirates. These are two teams that won districts a season ago. This season, only one team going to make it to the regional.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here with you, Dewey. I love our area volleyball. I love to get a chance to follow it. So to have a chance to sit here and watch 3 matches at this level, at the Division III championship level, it is exciting. And I think we have a little bit of everything. We have some of our favorites here, some of our powerhouses that we're used to seeing here. You blend in a little bit of maybe a Cinderella story later in terms of some upsets later today and so forth, and that's kind of what makes tournament time. You get a little bit of a mixed bag, and I think we're in for some great volleyball today.
Dewey Daly and Shane Combs along with you. Glad to have you with us. The slate as of now will be Adena and Wheelersburg at noon, and then Southeastern Nelsonville York at 2:30, and then South Webster and Meigs, the Cinderella team you referred to a few seconds ago, in the 5 o'clock slot. So it should be a fun day of Division III volleyball here in Waverly. I'm excited, just as you are.
Well, yeah, in this first matchup, you have 2 really complete volleyball teams. That they have great setter play that is going to spread the ball around to a variety of hitters at the net. You have really good passing game on both sides. And I think what happens throughout the year is, you play who's on your schedule, and some years your schedule offers you a little bit more, and some years it doesn't. I think obviously Adena goes and plays a lot of different teams and traveling and so forth, but you look at league champions like Uniota on the SVC side, South Webster on the SOC side. These 2 teams have certainly been challenged, and what that does do is it lets you know throughout the year, it exposes your weaknesses. And then when you have great coaching on both sides, by the time you get to this level, you feel like you're at least the best version of yourself. And so I think that's what you're going to get today, is you're going to get some back and forth. You're going to see advantages on both sides. I think with Wheelersburg, when I watched them from floor level the other night, man, they pass the eye test. They're long, they're athletic, they come at you in a variety of ways. I think Adena's really got back to some of its staples, some of its efficiency. They play really good volleyball in all phases of the game. And the one thing I would really watch here today as you go throughout the year, there's a lot of things, 3/4 of your schedule that work. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you get to this level and you start to play some of those opponents and so forth, and they can really expose some of those things. But going back to my point originally, I think more and more of these types of teams understand that because of some of that competition they play throughout the year.
And for Wheelersburg, it's a team that, as you said before we came on air, is extremely young. Not a single senior on the roster. Pretty young team coming into a district final.
Yeah, they are, and I think there's something to be said for that. I mean, as a coach for 25, 30 years now in multiple sports, I'm not going to sit there and ignore that. That's a factor. But at the same time, these kids are so well prepared through club volleyball and some of the different levels of volleyball and some of the competition they see and some of the atmospheres they play. The sport of volleyball has really grown, so even a lot of their media coverage and some of those things have gone. So it's certainly a factor, but when you watch them play, there's not a lot that screams freshman, sophomore, junior other than looking at their roster.
And both of these teams with 2 league losses for Adena coming out of the SVC, Wheelersburg coming out of the SOC2, and both of those 2 league losses were to the teams that finished in first. For Wheelersburg, it was 2 losses to South Webster. They only took 1 set in 2 matches. It was 3-1 the first time around, and then a straight win in 3 sets for the Jeeps in the second time. We'll see South Webster a little later on tonight. And then for Adena, it's 2 losses to a Uniota team that actually dropped in the sectional final to a Fairfield Union team who, for the most part, I think you could say is pretty underseeded, as you have a player, I'm not sure if you were in attendance for that game, but a player in Christian Thompson who, let's be honest, if she's able to palm a basketball, could probably dunk a basketball. I haven't seen that kind of vertical on a volleyball player in this area in quite some time.
No, you're right, and such a special talent. If you haven't had a chance to see that on the D2 side and you're a volleyball fan, you certainly want to do that. But as you said, it goes back to what we talked about. Adena's a team that that they've seen a variety of competition, so they understand what it's like to be undersized. They understand what they've got to do to move the ball around the net. They're really good at setters. When they pass on target, Townsend will be able to spread the ball around. I would say the same thing on the Wheelersburg. We're going to highlight certain kids throughout the day, I'm sure, but make no mistake about it. When the setter Chamberlain starts to spread the ball around, she has about 3-4 options herself. So I think as you're calling it the play-by-play, I think you're certainly going to hear a lot of different names on both sides of the net impacting today's match.
Adena comes in 17-7 overall for Wheelersburg, 21-2 with those 2 lone losses to South Webster. Something you talked about a little beforehand was trying to figure out what the best win was for this Wheelersburg team, especially with Minford and Portsmouth West dropping off early in their side of the tournament.
Well, because I'm a high school sports geek, I kind of do those things all week, right? I sit around, I look at stats, and I look at things, and as the ball goes up today, how much does that matter? Probably 0, but it's fun for me to do.
Right.
And as I start to look around, just knowing the conferences the way I do and so forth, I think you can make an argument that some of Wheelersburg's best wins would be like a Westfall. So if the SVC people are listening in, that's probably you might have said Portsmouth West, the Minford. I don't want to take away from Portsmouth West season just because they lost a one-and-done format in the sectional final. They're a good volleyball team. But obviously what you get on the Adena side is they become so well known for their weekend non-league competition that sometimes – would you say 7 losses? Sometimes that's a little bit misleading because 3 or 4 of those are coming against teams that most teams in Southeast Ohio would lose to.
You open up with South Webster, and for the most part, Adena really gave South Webster the hardest run for their money, taking 2 sets from the Jeeps,
really let that
2-0.
Good point. Really let that one get away. Yeah.
Just a few minutes away from this Division III volleyball district final here from Waverly High School. The 5th-seeded Adena Warriors taking on the 2-seeded Wheelersburg Pirates. We'll pause now for the national anthem.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Hey everyone, Mike Glockner.
I'm Brandon Callahan.
Of the all-new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Service Center in Portsmouth, Ohio. We have a $39.95 oil change special going on right now. That includes a free tire rotation and free multi-point inspection. Schedule your appointment online at glocknercdjr@portsmouth.com.
Big thank you to the athletic department here at Waverly. Bo Arnott hooking us up with this table that we may otherwise not have had in the bleachers. A great view here, and really one of the more underrated gyms. You know, when you think Waverly, you think the downtown arena gym, but this one, I mean, just as good. I think when you compare this to other, you know, I can't think of another high school that has 2 usable gyms that are in use for high school activities. And if you just take this one at face value and compare it to some others around the area, I'd say it's among the top.
Oh, no question. I'd say total jealousy. A lot of the ways around high schools, it's, you know, this gym has so much potential. You see the bleachers down here on the end that could be used in terms of student section, bands, different things like that. If you had an atmosphere, you know, the atmosphere is a funny thing today because with the changing in the schedule. I give the district board a lot of credit because they do try to help these schools. You have soccer teams playing and you're trying to support all your teams and the different things. But a lot of times with the rolling clock, if you compare it to like basketball down at the Combo, a lot of times it'll be get your ticket and you sit there and the games will just roll one after the other. Where today, do you think with the time spread out a little bit, that'll impact a little bit of the crossover crowd that we get from the other matches?
Well, like you talked before, and how we'll talk about here in a little bit, how the winner of this game will have South Webster and Meigs. You know, typically with the rolling start, if you're one of those teams, you may come early and just sit through the middle game and then eventually get to your game at the end. But with them being spread out that much, you know, you may not want to do that. Now, obviously, with our live streams, you'd be able to sit at home and watch this game before you head down.
That was well done on your point there.
Yeah. But I think, as you mentioned, with the crossover crowd, that would definitely limit that to what it would normally be.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, but again, I credit the Southeast District Board because as an administrator myself and someone who's been in athletics as long as I have, I do think it's important for the communities to support all of theirs. And it's my understanding we had some soccer teams playing at some different times today too, and so forth. So hats off to them. I always credit them for trying to help the communities support everyone.
Yeah, some games down at Jackson. Derek Webb in attendance now.
I believe John Bruce is covering those if you're interested in the soccer stuff, right? He's down there covering
down at Jackson. Yep. I believe there are some boys games over at Zane Trace as well. I believe Brock Netter is over there.
Something to watch early on in these big matches. You know, we mentioned the experience level, so forth. Sometimes it's like in any sport, who can knock off the obvious nerves and settle into the match the quickest. So that might be something just to kind of keep an eye on here in the early going.
Pirates going to get things rolling for us here. Ella Chamberlain set to serve it away. Received by the Warriors. Bossert far side. This is Preston to the other way. Now down the middle. Perkins a big swing with the right hand, and we'll have our first point of the match. It'll go to the Pirates.
Yeah, it looked like the block was there, but my catching a little piece of the net, and the down official was right on it.
Back to the Pirates. Chamberlain, another serve. This one deep to the back line, and it's far. This one's tied up at 1.
Yeah, just a little bit juiced up maybe early on, kind of what I was referring to. It's just so hard to get the heart rate under control and allow yourself to settle into the match.
Katie Burns in for Cameron Sowers for the Warriors. Kruger serves it away for the Warriors. Kept alive for the Pirates, but not for long. Adena out in front 2-1 here in the early goings.
Well, no better way to offset the size of Wheelersburg at the net than to use the tough serve, try to get him out of system, and Kruger comes at this unique angle here a little bit, effective on the first one.
Another serve from Kruger received by Gleim, set here near side. This is Walker across. A nice play there by the Warriors to keep it going. Now back over to the Pirates down the middle. This is Perkins with the right hand. Touch shot, gets it to go under the net for the Warriors. Back tied up at 2.
Defense up to the challenge on the first one there, but give Perkins credit, just changing up the attack, a variety of shots early on, and off to the 2-2 start.
Junior Bree Strickland to serve it away, tight to the net, just cannot get it over. The Warriors are back on top. Grace Townsend serves it away for Adena, received by Strickland, set near side. This is Woodward, far of the back line. 4-2.
Yeah, three Wheelersburg errors resulting in this 4-2 start for Adena, and Townsend continuing to serve. She'll set across the back row as she does from all 6 spots, but a chance for Adena to get off to a good start here.
This one received by Gleim, tipped over on the second touch by Walker. A touch penalty that'll push the lead for Adena to 5-2.
So important for Townsend, again, to hit her spots. They utilize some different things across the back row with Chamberlain I'll talk about throughout the day.
Chamberlain down the middle. This is Woodward across for the Warriors. It's out of bounds, 6-2 Adena. Timeout Pirates.
One thing I'll highlight here, Dewey, if you haven't seen Wheelersburg before, both sides play pretty much a 5-1, but what Wheelersburg will do a little bit with Chamberlain is they'll utilize her in serve-receive on the first ball over, and that's an opportunity sometimes for you to get them out of system, and you've seen that a little bit here in the early going. This is just, I'd like the timeout early. Some people do not. I'd like it at 6-2 because, again, I talked about how hard it is sometimes to settle into the big match atmosphere. If I look down at my sheet here, 6-2 start, I believe 5 of those points have been as a result of a Wheelersburg error of some kind. So, again, I really like the timeout just to settle them in a little bit and not let that get out in front too far.
6-2 in set number 1 of this Division III volleyball final. Ace for Townsend coming out of the timeout, 7-2. Townsend to serve it away with a 7-2 lead. Walker down the middle. This is Perkins with the right hand. Pirates able to break the streak.
Much needed point for Wheelersburg, and when you need a much needed point, that's not a bad place to turn there with Perkins in the middle.
Gleim serves it away for the Pirates. Received by Bossert. Set by Townsend on the second touch over the net. Back over to the Warriors from Wheelersburg. This is Wise Cup far side. A big swing from Katie Burns. 8-3 Adena.
Such a big piece of the Adena puzzle. When Burns really swings from the outside, she gives an entire different dynamic to go with Preston and Kruger, and eventually we'll see Day there in the middle as well.
Preston serves it over now for Wheelersburg near side. Grace Woodward comes away with the kill for the Pirates.
Woodward's one of the great all-around talents in our district. Obviously, Perkins is going to get a lot of headlines, and rightfully so, but number 5 there for Wheelersburg will be someone that impacts the match in a big way today.
Townsend to the middle, a free ball opportunity now for the Pirates. This is Chamberlain down the middle. Miller tips it over with the right hand, but it will not make it over the net. 9-4 Adena.
Matchups are such a big thing in volleyball. As you start to see teams get into the 4th, 5th, 6th rotations, you'll start to see some different matchups at the net that we'll highlight throughout the day for you.
Sowers serves it away for the Warriors down the middle. Walker sets it up for Woodward with the right hand, kept alive by Bossert. Now for the Warriors, Kruger gets the kill for Adena. 10-4.
Scoring on the first volley over, so important for Adena in some of these rotations because, again, they're using a different setter on that first ball over. So what I watched the other night is Wheelersburg doesn't always get into the same speed in terms of their attack on that first ball over.
Another serve for Sowers. This one tight to the net. Nearly an overpass for the Pirates. Not able to recover after it bounced off the net. An ace for Cameron Sowers. (11-4) Adena leading down the middle. This is Walker, sets it to the outside for Woodward, who taps it over with 2 hands. Now for Adena, it'll be a free ball chance now for the Pirates to attack. Miller tips it over with 2 hands, but we'll have a violation on the Pirates. 12-4 Adena leading.
Yeah, just a double contact there where they knocked it over. And again, several mistakes on the Wheelersburg side. Again at 12-4, going to use a second timeout.
Timeout Pirates 12-4. Adena leading. Warriors in the driver's seat here in set one.
Great communication from Adena as they come over to the huddle too. They had some miscommunication there in that last volley or two, and it's so good to see the coaching and the kids come together and kind of iron some of those things out. But I'll go back to my point earlier. I don't have a problem at all on the early timeouts. I know you only get 2 of them, but I always get a kick out of, when the coach uses the second timeout at 23-9. I don't know exactly what that's going to accomplish in that particular set. So using the early timeout, at 6-2 and then 12-4, at least gives a very talented roster a chance to settle in and maybe get back in this thing.
Back-to-back straight set wins for both of these teams. For Adena, 3-0 over Valley, 3-0 over Westfall. For Wheelersburg, 3-0 over West Union, and 3-0 over Chesapeake. So regardless of who loses this first set, it will be their first of the tournament.
Wow.
Sowers serves it away out of the timeout. Free ball by Chamberlain, kept alive by the Warriors on the other side. Down the middle, Day with the right hand, drops it in for the kill. 13-4.
Great sign if you're a Lady Warrior fan. A Day swinging free out of the middle there and finding that back corner. Again, when Adena's able to get that third and fourth hitter involved, like any volleyball team, they just become so much more complete in their attack.
On received by Gleim, set down the middle, Walker. Now Kruger blocked at the net by the Pirates, kept alive by the Warriors. Kruger gives it another go, taps it over with the right hand, drops it in, 14-4.
Give Bossert a lot of credit there on the coverage on the first ball that was blocked back in play. Gives Kruger another opportunity. She goes with the roll shot and finds the hole.
14-4, Warriors leading. Chamberlain taps it over 2 hands. Now Townsend set up down the middle. Day with the right hand. Nearly drops it in. Kept alive by the Pirates. Free ball here by Wheelersburg. Walker gets it back over. Now near side. Weiskup tries to get it over, but she's blocked at the net. Kruger will tip it over for Adena. Chamberlain tips it over on the second touch and drops it in. What a rally. 14-5.
That miscommunication is what I was referring to in the Adena huddle in the last timeout. Just not getting on the same page on the backside attack. But give Wheelersburg's defense a lot of credit there. Sometimes just effort plays can help settle you into the match.
Woodward serves it away for the Pirates. Roll shot from Bossert, kept alive by the Pirates. Now Mullins with the right hand gets it over. Nearly an overpass, and Townsend is not able to recover off the rebound off the net. 14-6.
Yeah, a little life for the Lady Pirates here. Back to 14-6 and getting close to getting back to their first rotation, where they're pretty elite in those first 3 rotations once they turn it over.
Far side, free ball from Kruger. Chamberlain near side. Mullins with the right hand is blocked at the net by the Warriors. They'll take the point, leading 15-6.
I think he signaled 4 down there. I think he was saying there was no touch, which resulted in the 4th touch, I believe is what the call was.
Brenna Bossert serves it away for the Warriors. Chamberlain taps it over on the second touch. Townsend far side. Kruger with the right hand, kept alive by the Pirates. Chamberlain back over. Townsend sets it up down the middle. Day blocked at the net by the Pirates. Townsend over with the left hand, drops it in.
Adena playing with some great pace right now. Their hitters really working hard off the net, getting ready to hit, giving 3 options each time.
Tight serve from Bossert down the middle. Miller with the right hand. Overpass. Pirates tip it back over. 16-7. Nine-point lead for the Warriors in set 1. Brooklyn Miller to serve it away. Tight serve received by Kruger. Now back to Kruger. Far side. What a swing.
Outstanding Townsend and Kruger right there. That Townsend shows you a little bit of what the elite setter can do, coming off the 10-foot line, using the bump set, giving her elite hitter a swing, and man, Kruger delivered there to put him back up 10.
Chamberlain down the middle, sets it up for Perkins, who finds a gap, taps it in with the right hand.
Yeah, this is the situation where Wheelersburg needs to go with Perkins back into the front row here. I've really been impressed with her shot making so far, recognizing the court vision.
17-8, Warriors leading Townsend down the middle with the left hand on the second touch. Now the Pirates near side. Mullins with the right hand, dug up by the Warriors now. Preston tips it over for Adena. Right-handed shot there by Mullins. Far side, Kruger. What a dig there by Gleim, but it'll go out of bounds. Point Warriors.
When the setter's in the front row, we say they're live. For those that don't understand what that means, is like Townsend in that case is able to go up over the net and play that. So that's something that Wheelersburg has to be aware of when that ball is passed tight to the net.
Tapped over by Chamberlain on the second touch. Townsend attempting to do the same with the left hand. Gets caught up in the net, 18-9. Bree Strickland back to serve for the Pirates. 18-9 lead for Adena in set one. Set down the middle, big swing from Burns, gets the kill. 19-9.
Now that Townsend goes back to serve, what that'll tell you is that she'll set across the back row, so Adena will go back to having 3 hitters each time up at the net.
Gleim sets it up near side, hit over by Woodward. Now Townsend setting up far side for Burns. A nice dig there by Woodward. Free ball by the Pirates. Chance for the Warriors to attack down the middle. Preston blocked at the net, kept alive by the Warriors, tipped over by Burns. Now Chamberlain down the middle, another swing from Woodward. Now Townsend for the Warriors sets it up far side, blocked at the net is Burns. What a play by the Pirates, Laney Walker.
Yeah, nice play from Walker there. Really good sequence from Woodward there. I mentioned her earlier in the match, one of the real talented all-around players. She can obviously swing it, but there she showed off a variety of her volleyball skill set.
Back set from Townsend, a swing from Preston is kept alive by the libero Gleim. Back set from Townsend is nearly blocked at the net, but Burns able to get the kill. 20-10, Adena leading.
Really, we have such a great seat. You mentioned earlier, they really set us up here on the 50-yard line pretty well. It's kind of neat to see the action at the net from this perspective.
Walker near side, Woodward gets it over. Now a set down the middle for Day, who is not able to keep it within the lines. 20-11.
Even with the mistake, I don't think Coach Smith will hate the aggressive swing. I think when Day's at her best is when she's staying real aggressive in the middle there, attacking in those back 3 rotations.
Back set from Townsend, near side, Burns gets the kill.
Maybe not a more improved player from the very beginning of the season to now, just in terms of just how she seems so free and just really aggressive in the swing.
Mishandling of the ball, and Brooklyn Miller able to get it over for the Pirates. Townsend setting up down the middle for Kruger, who isn't able to get it over the net. 21-12.
I still think this is an important stretch for Wheelersburg, because we mentioned in the early going with some of the youth and so forth, you know, make no mistake about it. If you're watching Wheelersburg for the first time this year, this team's crazy talent and athletic. So this is one of those where volleyball's a funny sport, where I watched Adena beat Uniota 25-10 in the first set earlier this year and then lose the match. So, I mean, This is an important stretch for Wheelersburg, even in a 21-12 situation, just to maybe settle in and have some positive things happen.
Alyssa Mullins in for Bree Strickland for the Pirates. Roll shot here from Corinne Day. Now down the middle for the Pirates. Mullins, a big swing as long of the back line. 22-12.
Mullins, a freshman, I believe, really, really good-looking athlete. Again, just a little amped up there, maybe long. Again, as she settles into the day, she had an open net there.
161 kills, 2.1% for Mullins. Townsend setting up down the middle for Day. This one dug up by Walker. Now for the Pirates. Mullins, another try. A nice play by Sowers. Eventually, Pirates will come away with the point.
And just as you mentioned, you go right back to the youngster, and she delivers there. I know at 22-13, you might say, what's that matter, whatever, but with being around young kids as much as I have, 2 or 3 kills here late in the set could get a kid going.
Free ball from the Warriors. Chamberlain will set it up down the middle for Perkins, who gives it a big swing with the right hand. 22-14.
Yeah, when they use the short set in the middle, there's just not a whole lot you can do about it. You know, the Adena block was just a half second late, and that's usually going to be the result.
6'1" junior coming down the middle for the Pirates. Kruger, a roll shot over for the Warriors. A tip over for Chamberlain on the second touch. Now Townsend setting it up far side for Kruger, kept alive by the Pirates. Free ball from Wheelersburg. Townsend will tip it over with the left hand on the second touch. And the Pirates are just not able to get it over.
Well, Townsend's really had her A game in all but a few situations here in this opening set. Really on the same page with her hitters today.
Perkins over with the right hand. What a shot from the junior. 23-15.
Yeah, again, in these first 3 rotations, I'm seeing the same thing I watched the other night. Wheelersburg comes with a lot more pace in these first 3 rotations, and I think some of the different things they do with the serve-receive setter, they come at you in a different way a little bit later in their rotations.
Townsend sets it up down the middle for Preston. Now Perkins with the right hand for the Pirates. An overpass by Adena. Now Perkins trying to get it to the back row, not able to do so. Now for the Warriors, Kruger is blocked at the net by Perkins. 23-16. Timeout, Adena.
A little bit of life from Wheelersburg there. You see it, Perkins on the offensive side, and then she follows up there on the defensive side with a big-time block. And, 23-16, I've seen crazier things happen, but nonetheless, what I am seeing is that you have to like, if you're a Wheelersburg fan, is the way they've started to settle into the match and get into what they want to do.
Just now tuning in, a full day of Division III volleyball district finals ahead of us from Waverly High School. Set number 1 here between Adena and Wheelersburg coming up a little later on, scheduled for 2:30 as Southeastern and Nelsonville, York, and then the 5 o'clock slot will have South Webster and Meigs. A 1 seed on 18 seed for the 5 o'clock game.
Nice to see Nelsonville storm back on the scene. I know they had a nice run of volleyball, and they've always been competitive, but it seems like in watching them a couple times, I've had a chance too, that they really have a nice group. I'm anxious to see that one as well, because Southeastern, because of Union and Adena, kind of went under the radar. They've had an outstanding year.
Chamberlain serves it away out of the timeout for the Pirates. Back set by Townsend. Kruger not able to catch the back line. 23-17. Another serve from Chamberlain is received by the libero. Bossert tipped over by the Warriors. Second touch from Walker. Now Kruger, a roll shot blocked the net by Walker. Another try here for the Warriors. Far side, Kruger. Once again blocked the net. Townsend on the second touch. A nice play by Gleim to keep it alive. Near side, Chamberlain over. Check that, Mullins drops it in for the kill.
Just outstanding defense on both sides, and then through all the scrambling, you get the open net, and there's a little bit of what I was talking about. Wheelersburg starting to wake up here a little bit and still with an opportunity to come back and maybe steal one here.
Pirates have cut it down to 5, 23-18. Townsend down the middle for Preston. Can't find the near line. 23-19. Chamberlain serves it away. Townsend a back set, near side, Kruger. Pirates keep it going, a free ball from Grace Woodward. Down the middle, another try for Preston. This time gets it to go. Set point for the Warriors.
Nice job with Townsend and Preston there, moving up and down the net, trying to move Perkins around just enough there to be able to pull the block out of bounds.
Kruger back to serve for set point. Chamberlain sets it up, down the middle. Perkins, a big swing, kept alive by Bossert. Burns not able to tip it over on the far side, but what a play by Brenna Bossert.
Yeah, really was. Great effort. 24-20. You know, in baseball, you know our baseball people, you know, they always say those final 3 outs are the hardest to get. I've watched it all year long, and then in a big match like this, even more so. Sometimes that 24th and now 25th point is the hardest to score.
Townsend down the middle for Burns. Drops it in. 25-20 is the final. In set number 1, Adena out in front 1-0 as we head to set number 2. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
Let's see, 20. I thought it was 21-11 at one point.
Nonetheless, a 25-20 set number 1 win for the Warriors, but Wheelersburg fighting back towards the back end of the set.
Yeah, they really did. And, you know, I mentioned it right before we got started. I talked about how sometimes it's hard to settle in to the big match atmosphere. With a younger team, sometimes that can happen. Maybe you see that there. Maybe, you know, and maybe just Adena played better. Maybe I'm looking too far into that. But nonetheless, what you did see was the confidence of Wheelersburg start to come on there. So even in the 25-20 loss, I thought Wheelersburg started to find some things that I'm sure they can go to here into the second set.
About a minute left here in the intermission.
One thing I have watched with some teams this year, and I would use a couple examples with Adena where they've come out and they've really had some dominant performances in the first set, and then they've really started to lose some of that momentum in the second and third set. Now, as I talk to people, there could be a couple different reasons for that. You know, a lot of times, you know, Adena is based so much on efficiency, so maybe sometimes it's just the other team settling into the match and they stop making so many mistakes. I think we did see a little bit of that in the first set there. In the first probably 10 points on my notes here, I think there was, you know, you could say there's about 7 Wheelersburg errors of some kind that led to those. So, yeah, that could be something to watch here as well. But I just think you have 2 really, really good volleyball teams, and you can start to see Wheelersburg settle in. I think this second set is a big one for them. Obviously, you don't want to go down 2-0.
Winner of this afternoon's match will face the winner of South Webster and Meigs, who we'll see a little later on tonight, scheduled for the 5 o'clock slot. That'll be the finale of our triple header here on Saturday.
Dewey, another thing I want fans to really watch, I see some things that Wheelersburg's really getting out of these first 3 rotations if they can get off to a better start. They did not get off to that good start the first time around. I thought Adena found some things right around that third, fourth, fifth rotation. So that's just something to keep an eye on here if Wheelersburg can get off to a better start while they have Perkins here in the front row.
First set loss for the Pirates in the postseason. Second set is now underway. Chamberlain sets it up down the middle for Perkins. The Pirates are out in front 1-0 to start off the set. I think Perkins is one of those players that we really saw come alive towards the end of set number one. Chamberlain serves it away for the Pirates down the middle. Preston tips it over with the right hand, drops it in, evened up at 1.
Yeah, going back to your point there, you're spot on to it. I think what happened, too, is there's some early errors while she was making her trip across the front row, and she wasn't getting some of those early swings where later on she was able to get more opportunity.
Chamberlain sets it up down the middle. Another swing from Perkins. She's blocked at the net. Gleim gets it back over for the Pirates. Now for Adena. Preston knocks it over, but Gleim's able to dig it up. It'll go out of bounds. Give the point to Adena.
How about that sequence from Preston? She goes toe-to-toe with one of our Southeast Ohio's best there, and then offensively able to produce the kill.
Kruger serves it away for the Warriors, leading 2-1. Nearly an overpass. It gets caught up in the net. The Pirates keep it alive. Now back over to the Warriors. Townsend sets it up down the middle for Day. Kept alive by Woodward. Now Chamberlain near side for the freshman Mullins. Overpass for the Warriors. Now Chamberlain will set it up down the middle, tapped over with the right hand. Chamberlain back over on the second touch. Woodward does the same, kept alive by the Pirates. A nice rally here from both teams.
Townsend doing a nice job mixing it up there. She's going over on that second ball just enough to keep them honest, especially when she's live there in the front row. She's got Preston on top of her and Burns to the outside. Good balance attack.
Walker sets it up down the middle for Perkins, her second kill of the set. 3-2 lead for the Warriors.
Been so impressed by the agility of Perkins. That ball is well off the net, but her shot making's been pretty impressive in terms of her ability to change the pace and change her shot style.
Townsend sets it up off the net. Burns gets it over for the Warriors. Near side, Woodward trying to find a hole to the right side. Not able to do so. A 4-2 lead for Adena.
Yeah, sitting where we're sitting, you can certainly see what she was looking at. She just missed her spot there.
(4-2) Adena leading. Townsend a tight serve to the net. Chamberlain whacks it over with the right hand now. Down the middle, Preston blocked at the net. Sets up far side for Day. Drops it in for the kill.
Yeah, this is the rotation that really was giving Wheelersburg fits in the first set here with Townsend serving, because again on the first ball over, Wheelersburg is not in their traditional 5-1 set until the second ball over.
Walker far side for Perkins. All 3 kills for the Pirates here in set 2.
Give Walker credit where she sets on that first ball over there, able to get off the net and still give Perkins a nice swing at it.
5-3 Adena leading. Gleim serves it away. Walker sets it up down the middle for Brooklyn Miller. Won't go long of the back line. 7-3. Some of the errors that haunted the Pirates early in the first set are starting to come back here in set 2. Walker near side. This is Woodward, won't go. Kept alive by the Warriors. Now far side for Adena. Burns gets the kill.
Yeah, great job by the Wheelersburg defense there at the net, putting up the big block. One of the few times today where Adena's coverage was just a little sloppy, a little slow to get there.
Walker back to serve for the Pirates. Townsend a back set near side for Burns. Won't go. Blocked at the net by the Pirates. A bit off the net now for Day. Overpass from the Pirates. Tipped back over by Adena. Now back to the Warriors. Far side. This is Burns. Free ball by the Pirates. Townsend sets it up near side. This is Weiskup. Woodward back over for the Pirates. Now far side. Burns going to give it another go. Pirates for the time being keep it alive. Two-handed push over by Woodward. A long rally here as Burns nearly drops it in and eventually gets it to go.
Burns is enjoying a great district tournament. She was really good the other night and off to a fast start here today. But again, I can't say enough about how well Adena's hitters are transitioning off the net. They are getting every hitter going each time, and it's really got the Wheelersburg size and block off balance.
Walker down the middle. Chamberlain on the third touch as far as the far side line. 9-4, Adena leading. Ace for Cameron Sowers, 10-4 lead for the Warriors. Timeout Wheelersburg.
Yeah, these particular rotations were some situations that was giving Wheelersburg fits there in the first set, and you're starting to see it here again in the second set. You called it accurately when you talked about a couple back-to-back errors, and all of a sudden, that gets out to 7 or 8-4, and then you get a couple nice serves there, and here you are at 10-4 back in a timeout. Teams are funny sometimes, Dewey, because sometimes you're calling a volleyball game, and it's one thing to be balanced, and it's another thing to have a big-time player, right? So sometimes I guess the best example is if someone hasn't seen the girl that Uniota got beat by there, in the
Christian Thompson.
Just in special talent. Like if you're watching a Fairfield Union, I don't know that they need to be balanced sometimes. Right. I mean, you just assume go to her a certain percentage of the time, whereas what makes Adena so difficult to block at the net is they do come at you when they're at their best with great passing. They have outstanding setter play. And today, Townsend's really been on her A game where she's really been mixing it across the net, the strong side, the middle, on the back side, and it's just really made it difficult for Wheelersburg to set the block.
Sowers serves it away for the Warriors. 10-4 lead for Adena. Make that 11-4. And you go back to Thompson has broke the single match kill record for the Falcons 4 times this year. I believe it's 30, 33, and then 36, and then had 39 against Uniota. I think that was last Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah, they're rotated. It looks like someone just left a little early and got out of alignment there. And again, another unforced error. 12-4 Adena.
Tight serve from Sowers. Gets the ace.
Not everybody loves that rule, but in that case, you catch the net, get an ace. Timeout again.
2 quick timeouts for the Pirates. A 13-4 lead for the Warriors in set 2. Won the first set 25-20. Out in front by 9 here in set 2.
We don't talk enough about some players like a Cameron Sowers sometimes. The word that comes to mind is steady. And if you think about it, it absolutely illustrates the Adena volleyball program perfectly. Just kind of comes in, serves it really well, passes it really well, just does her job. And kids like that sometimes aren't going to show up in the box score or in a certain stat category or whatever, but the job is so important. I think that the same could be said over on the Wheelersburg side. The libero there, Gleim, she does a really nice job working here in the back row, orchestrating their passing game.
Near side, Chamberlain. Can't squeeze it in on the far side. 14-4 lead. Sowers back to serve with a 10-point lead. Walker sets it up down the middle for Miller. A nice play by Townsend near side. Bossert will get it over on the free ball. Now Chamberlain sets it up near side for Grace Woodward. She's not able to get it over the net. 15-4 lead.
Sowers just continues to serve. Good spot serves, hitting the number called from the bench and having success.
Walker a back set far side for Woodward. Can't squeeze it in the back line. 16-4 lead.
I couldn't tell if Sowers was trying to get that and missed it, or if she did let off the last time. We'll go ahead and give her credit for the heady play.
Walker sets it up down the middle. This one is long of the back line once again off the hand of Brooklyn Miller. 17-4. I believe we're going to say there was a deflection from the Warriors to take a point away from them, make it 16-5. So Woodward back to serve for the Pirates, trailing by 11. Kruger on the second touch down the middle. This is Townsend across for the Warriors now down the middle. Miller is blocked at the net. Back over for the Pirates. Townsend a back set near side for Weisskopf, who gets the kill.
What a great sign for Adena there. Townsend again trusting all of her hitters. Outstanding back set, and Weisskopf comes in swinging hard. And what that does is it just is enough to keep the size off the balance a little bit and setting a block on the middle.
Nearly an overpass met at the net between Chamberlain and Kruger. Both teams keep it alive right down the middle. Day taps it over with both hands. Now Strickland attempting to do the same with the right hand, just not able to make solid contact with the ball. An 18-5 lead.
Again, Adena just has Wheelersburg out of system, and Wheelersburg not able to get some of their size going at the net.
Chamberlain sets it up near side. The freshman Mullins sneaks it in for the kill.
There's a nice side. Again, when they get in system where they have their setter at the net and she's able to get the hitters involved, you're seeing some success. But Wheelersburg's just had very little opportunity to get to some of those situations.
Bossert over on the free ball. A chance now for the Pirates to attack. A nice set from Chamberlain and swing from Perkins, but she's blocked at the net. 19-6.
That's impressive. I think Day got that one.
Brooke Bossert to serve tight to the net. Received by Woodward. Chamberlain sets it up near side for Perkins. This one is long of the back line. 20-6.
A little bit more what Wheelersburg wants. They got into a nice attack there, just missed the spot.
Another serve from Bossert. Chamberlain sets it up near side for Mullins, kept alive by the Warriors. Now Kruger a big swing with the right hand, long of the back line, but I believe we're going to say it was tipped by a Pirate, so give the kill to Adena.
Yeah, line judge back here, right on it. Had the tip, and then the ball sailed long. You kind of see it from up here, the way the ball changed.
Ace for Brooke Bossert, 22-6.
Some of the best serving in terms of spots that I've seen from Adena throughout all the rotation. Obviously a little easier to turn it loose when it's 22-6, but nonetheless hitting the spots.
Another strong serve from Bossert, nearly an ace. Glime back over on the free ball. Townsend will set it up far side for Kruger, kept alive by the Pirates. An overpass tipped back over by Preston. What a play, 23-6.
Everything was a result of Preston playing the game hard. The ball comes to the middle of the Townsend. She goes hard and really freezes the block, and then that has Wheelersburg chasing the rest of the possession.
Mullins over with the right hand off the net. This one is out of bounds. Give the point to Adena. Set point coming up, 24-6.
Just didn't see this coming at all. It's just one of those that just shows you in a game of momentum how it can get going the wrong way, and give Adena credit.
An ace for Bossert to end the set, a 25-6 set win for the Warriors. I believe 2 of the final 3 points were aces for Bossert, so a dominant set 2 win, 25-6. Warriors leading 2-0 as we head into set 3. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. And be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
25-6 win in set number 2 for the Warriors off of a tight set 1 win, 25-20. Absolute dominance from the Warriors in the second set.
Yeah, it really was. They were sharp in every aspect. It started with great serving. They've really been in great system. The passing's been nice. It's not forcing Townsend to move too far off the net, so really credit the Adena passing game. And then from there, Townsend's really been able to spread the wealth up and down the net. It's had Wheelersburg chasing a little bit. And again, the nice thing about this, for Wheelersburg, I know it sounds funny to say here, but where volleyball is so funny in relation to other sports is you start back over in the third set. You know, so many times that you think about it, you called football games last night and you were telling me about how, man, it just got away from them. They got down 14-0, 21-0. Well, then there's no coming back from that. The nice thing in volleyball is you never want to lose 25-6, but it's just one set. So, you know, at 2-0, you can come back and start 0-0, and if you correct your mistakes and you play well, you can get back in the match. Where, again, in basketball, football, some of those sports, if you have the bad inning in baseball in a district championship and give up 6 runs in the first inning, you may not come back from that because it's always 6-0. So I think that's probably the message I'd be giving to the young Wheelersburg squad right here to see if they can't settle back in. Hey, can we just play well? Can we win one set? You don't have to think about winning 3 right now. You're just trying to win 1 and settle into the match.
Well, and something we touched on in the pregame is that a team that this Wheelersburg team is extremely familiar with, and South Webster came back from a 2-0 lead to start the season at Adena.
Here's another observation I make. I love this because I love high school sports. I love the IQ of the Wheelersburg fans. And when I watch them throughout their sports, it's like they understand their team needs a little pick-me-up here as they come back out. We're also starting to see this crowd pick up a little bit. We talked about the overlap, starting to see a little bit more Southeastern and Nelsonville starting to file in. But just see if Wheelersburg can get off to a good start. They've been okay in these first 3 rotations when they've stayed mistake-free and given their hitters a chance to swing.
Pirates will start off the set. Ella Chamberlain back to serve. Set 3 is underway. Townsend sets it up near side for Kruger, not able to get it over the net. 1-0 lead Wheelersburg.
The fast start's just a must. So, again, that point's important here. Wheelersburg needs to be able to play out in front.
Another serve from Chamberlain. Townsend sets it up far side for Preston. Big swing, gets the kill.
That first ball over one of the times, Preston gets a swing out of the strong side, coming at it from a little different angle, and that was certainly an impressive connection, Townsend to Preston.
Kruger serves it away for the Warriors, just catches the top part of the net. 2-1 lead, Wheelersburg.
Seems to happen to Kruger from that angle, maybe once a match where she just doesn't kind of catch it quite as clean as she wants to, but overall she usually has a pretty effective serve.
Townsend, an awkward set to Burns. She's able to get it over on the third touch. Woodward blocked at the net by the Warriors. She'll give it another go near side, trying to find a gap to the far side of the floor now. Townsend back over for the Warriors. Chamberlain sets it up for Perkins down the middle. A nice play by Bossert. Now Gleim digs it up in the back row for the Pirates. Deep side, this is Woodward who gets the kill. 3-1 lead for the Pirates.
That's someone the Pirates need to be able to get going to, is Woodward here on the outside. They've had a little bit of Perkins in the middle, but they just Mullins a little bit on the outside later in the rotation. They really need Woodward to get going here for them.
An ace for the junior Bree Strickland. The lead is up to 3 for the Pirates. Maybe the highest lead they've had through the first 3 sets. Another tight serve from Strickland. Townsend sets it up far side for Burns, who gets it over for the Warriors. Townsend on the second touch, nearly drops it in. Now Perkins over with the right hand. Down the middle, Preston attempting to tap it over. It's being batted around by both teams around the net, but eventually Woodward able to come away with the kill. 5-1 Wheelersburg.
One of the few times Adena hasn't been able to get off the net and able to hit, and I thought the ball staying in the middle of the floor really allowed Perkins to impact the point. Credit to Perkins.
Townsend sets it up far side for Burns, who gets the kill, cuts the lead down to 3, 5-2.
Much better job there of pushing it outside and forcing Perkins to move all the way up and down the net to set the block.
Addison Wisecup in for Brenna Bossert for the Warriors. Grace Townsend back to serve, trailing 5-2. Back set to Perkins, who cannot get it over the net. 5-3. Perkins on the second touch, down the middle, deep off the net for Woodward. Into the net.
It'll go down as a hit. I'm sorry, it'll go down to hitting error, but that's all a result of the serve receive and the setter being pushed so far off the 10-foot line.
Walker sets it up for Perkins, far side, kept alive by the Warriors. Now Burns, far side, is blocked at the net. Lead is back up to 2 for Wheelersburg.
Okay, so 6-4 as Perkins comes off the floor this time. Let's see if Wheelersburg can establish itself a little bit more here in the 4th, 5th, and 6th rotation.
Serve from Gleim is into the net, hands it back over to the Warriors, trailing 6-5. 25-20 set, 1 win, dominant 25-6 set, 2 win for Adena, trailing 6-5 here in set 3. Walker sets it up near side for Woodward. Warriors keep it going off the net. Wisecup not able to get it up over the net. 7-5 lead Wheelersburg. Townsend sets it near side for Day. This one is long of the back line, 8-5. Timeout, Adena. Well, Shane, I'd say it's fair to say for Wheelersburg, definitely the best they've started a set so far, but really just the best they've looked over a stretch of, 10 to 15 points so far this afternoon.
Well, I think that's certainly a fair assessment, and I think the result has been less mistakes. They've only had, I believe here, 1, maybe 2 little miscues early on here in the first 13 points of this third set. Starting to serve a little tougher and not allowing Adena to get in rhythm. Adena was in such good rhythm there in that second set. Here in this third set, I've only watched Adena really come on a true attack once or twice. So give Wheelersburg credit and some of their adjustments in their service game. And Coach Smith using that early timeout at 8-5 because I think she could sense a little bit of what you were sensing there when you talked about the momentum starting to shift.
When you go back to the airs and you talk about how young this Wheelersburg team is, you may expect that more with the young team than you may expect with the team that has 5 to 6 seniors through their rotations.
No question.
8-5, Walker serves it away for the Pirates. Townsend far side for Day for now, kept alive by the Pirates. Woodward back over to the Warriors. Townsend is set far side for Day. Check that, Katie Burns was on the far side. Now Woodward way off the net, nearly sneaks it in. Burns gives it another go, dig from Woodward. Chamberlain, a free ball for the Pirates. Chance now for the Warriors to attack, which they do. Corinne Day cuts the lead to 2.
Good volleyball from both sides there, back and forth, and Adena able to win the point there, but I thought both sides did some nice things there in that ball.
Cameron Sowers, a player who we saw go on a bit of a run to end set 2, serves it away. Townsend sets it up to Kruger, who's blocked at the net, keeps it alive. Now Wisecup near side, blocked at the net by Woodward. Townsend just gets it back over on the free ball. Chamberlain now for the Pirates, sets it up to Woodward near side. Lead is back up to 3, 9-6.
Yeah,
Well,
key point there because, as you said, Sowers really got on the roll the last time. That's a rotation that's really favored Adena throughout the day.
Mullins in for Strickland. 9-6, Woodward to serve. Townsend to Kruger on the far side. Takes a little bit off of it and sneaks it in.
Nice adjustment from Kruger there, a little roll shot down the hole.
Brenna Bossert in for Addison Wisecup. Bossert back to serve. Trailing 9-7. Chamberlain sets it up for the freshman near side into the net. Warriors cut it down to 1.
Just a little bit of timing, got there just a little late, and as a result, that ball starts to get a little low on the hitter instead of getting at the highest point.
Bossert, a long serve, may have been out of bounds if the Pirates let it go. Nonetheless, Mullins back over for Wheelersburg. Down the middle, Day, a big swing for now, dug up by Gleim, kept alive by Woodward near side, and Walker not able to get it over on the third touch. We're evened up at 9.
Yeah, great call on your part there, Dewey. Gleim made a great play and unable to get the free ball back over. That's got to be disappointing.
Chamberlain sets it up down the middle for Brooklyn Miller. Warriors keep it alive. Kruger on the far side, drops it in.
The chemistry between Townsend and her hitters are really, really impressive. She really understands where each hitter likes to have it. And that time she gets Kruger off the net a little bit and gives her room to work.
First lead of the set for the Warriors, 10-9 in set number 3. Timeout, Wheelersburg. Coming up a bit later on, Southeastern Nelsonville, York in the 2:30 slot. The winner of that game will play the winner of the East District, when as of now is looking to either be Union Local or Meadowbrook.
I think they're playing as we speak over in Cambridge.
And then in the 5 o'clock slot, South Webster and Meigs. Winner of that game will play the winner of this afternoon's match. Brenna Bossert back to serve, leading 10-9. Chamberlain to Mullins once again is into the net. Back-to-back unsuccessful kill attempts for Mullins. The lead is up to 2 for Adena. Chamberlain over on the second touch, nearly sneaks it in. A nice play from Bossert. Kruger back over for the Warriors. Chamberlain sets it up down the middle from Miller. Townsend will do the same for Day on the other side. A nice dig from Woodward. Gets it back over far off the net. Now Townsend has set all the way across to Kruger, who gets the kill. She's been on a roll in set 3.
Yeah, you mentioned it there during that rally. Balster's so good from her libero position, not just the saves she makes, but to watch her communicate and kind of orchestrate some of the rotations across the back line is really, really impressive. Now all of a sudden 12-9, momentum starting to shift back the other way.
Chamberlain near side for Mullins, this time able to get it over. It's blocked at the net and out of bounds. Give the point to the Pirates. Mullins finally able to get back on track.
Yeah, it was just a game of just timing. You know, she was able to get that ball at the highest point, and she's really, at that point, she's really tough to stop.
Far side, Kruger way off the net, not able to get it over. Back-to-back points for the Pirates. Cuts the Warrior lead down to 1, 12-11.
Well, again, I like it off the net against that size of block, but that time, as I said on the other side, they're just letting the ball get too low. They're not on the same page.
Townsend off the net for Day, who sneaks it in. 13-11. Brooke Bossert to serve with a 2-point lead. Gleim back to the middle. Sort of an overpass, not over the net, but nobody there. Mullins not able to get there in time. Mullins just not able to sneak it in on the far side. 15-11 lead now.
Yeah, we talk sometimes tight to the net or off the net, and sometimes it just takes some different shot making.
Bossert too tight to the net. Handed back over to the Pirates, trailing by 3 in set number 3. Townsend all the way to Preston on the far side, blocked the net. Preston back over with the right hand, drops it in. What a play from the senior.
Yeah, Adena's been terrific. They pretty much bringing all 6 up in coverage and daring Wheelersburg to go back up over the top on them. But they've been spot on. They've been able to get enough touches on the ball and keep the ball off the floor.
Chamberlain sets it up down the middle for Perkins, trying to find a gap in the back line. Kruger knocks it away and out of bounds.
Well, just as I say that, give Perkins credit, great vision. She takes 2 hands and she recognizes that there's certainly room in the back and pushes it back there for the kill. Well done.
Strickland serves it away for the Pirates, trailing by 3 on the second touch. The Warriors tip it over. Now Woodward will knock it over on the free ball down the middle. Burns gets the kill, lead back up to 4.
Just a thing of beauty when they all work together at the net. Townsend takes the second ball over the time before, and what that's doing is it's just kind of freezing one of the blockers just enough to keep her hitters in a one-on-one situation, and they're in the middle and on the strong side.
Near side, Woodward a big swing with the right hand. Townsend back over on the second touch, nearly sneaks it in. A nice play from Miller. Far side, Burns back over with 2 hands. Walker sets it up near side for Woodward, dug up by Haley Howard. Walker sets it up down the middle for Perkins, attempting to sneak it into the back line as we saw her do a little bit ago. Now Chamberlain the other way, a big swing from Perkins. Cuts it down to 3.
Yeah, great chemistry between setter and hitter there, pushing that ball out high and in front. And the block just not being able to extend over the net.
Gleim to serve it away. Woodward on the second touch to Burns, far side, out of play. Now they're going to say she snuck it in.
Well, I think they had a touch, they're saying, and the ball came here wide, but the line judge immediately went to the touch, so you're right, point Adena.
Walker near side for Woodward, touched by Howard and into the bleachers. 18-15.
Nice set there from Walker. Woodward has been solid in some of her swings, but they just haven't been able to get in the system with her on the outside very many times.
Back set from Townsend to Preston. Won't go, 18-16. Pirates trying to fight back now in set 3, trailing by 2. Nice play by Townsend, hit over on the free ball by Day. Chamberlain sets it up near side for Woodward, drops it in down the line.
There again, back-to-back swings. In the times I've watched Wheelersburg, I've come away just thinking so impressed with the all-around game of Woodward. Just someone they really need to get going here to try to get this third set and stay in the match.
Townsend all the way over to Day. Can't get it to go. Extremely tight to the back line.
Yeah, missed it just by a whisker, but at 18-18, a chance for Wheelersburg here to get back in front.
Townsend a set over to Day, way off the net. Chamberlain to Woodward near side. Now Townsend back to Burns, a nice dig, overpass by the Pirates. What a play by Katie Burns off the overpass.
Can't say it enough. Katie Burns just continuing to come on, and what a big swing there at 18-18 to put her team back in front.
(19-18). Cameron Sowers gets the ace to push him to 20.
Highlighted it earlier, Sowers in this rotation has been a good one for Adena today.
Back set to Woodward on the far side, kept alive by the Warriors. Back set to Sowers is kept alive. Now far side, Kruger with the right hand, kept alive by Brooklyn Miller. Now Woodward back over for the Pirates. Nearly an overpass. Townsend attempting to set it up down the middle for Day. Will have a violation. That'll cut the Warrior lead down to 1.
Yeah, tight to the net. Townsend trying to stay out of the net there and just unable to get both hands to the ball. Probably should have tried to, I guess, poke it up with the right hand, but that was a tough one.
20-19, Warriors leading in set 2, a free ball from Kruger. Near side, Mullins, a big swing, ties it up at 20.
Yeah, one of the few times Adena's serve receive lets him down today, and as a result, Wheelersburg gets to come back on a fast attack, and here we are, 20-20. Opportunity for Wheelersburg to get right back in the match.
Miscommunication between Townsend and Wisecup. A free ball from the Warriors down the middle. Miller, Pirates back up in front. Timeout, Adena.
Yeah, give Wheelersburg a lot of credit there. In the middle of this set, Adena jumped back up, by at least, I believe, 3, maybe 4 in the middle of this set, and give Wheelersburg credit not going away. Now they're right back in it with an opportunity there in that last miscommunication there. That's two straight times where Adena in the serve receive been out of system a little bit, and as a result, Wheelersburg's been able to come back on the attack. The scoreboard went out on us here, but we had 21-20.
21-20, Wheelersburg leading.
So if Woodward back serving, it's going to start with a good pass here for Adena. Townsend will have Kruger Day, and Wisecup across the front row as her three options here if Adena's able to pass on target.
Pirates looking to extend the match to a fourth set, leading 21-20. Townsend on the second touch to Kruger, far side, dig from Gleim is out of bounds. Tied up at 21.
Well done. The pass was solid. Townsend able to go off to the 10-foot line and push that ball out there, and Kruger delivers.
Bossert serves it away for the Warriors. Chamberlain sets it up near side for Mullins. The Warriors keep it alive way off the net for Day. Can't sneak it in the back line. Pirates back out on top. Lake and Hall in for Brooklyn Miller. Believe this is the first time we've seen the freshman in the match. Hall serve long of the back line. Back tied up at 22.
Yes, tough spot. I mean, solid serve. Just barely long on the freshman there. 22 all. Wheelersburg's going to need to steal this right back here.
Hands it back over to the Warriors. Serve received by Gleim. Chamberlain down the middle to Perkins, nearly out of bounds. Kept in play by Brooke Bossert. Check that, Brenna Bossert now. Down the middle, Chamberlain sets it up for Perkins. Would have been out of bounds. The Pirates keep it alive. Now Chamberlain on the third touch, back over to the Warriors. Interesting rally here that the Warriors end up taking off the right hand of Brindley Preston.
Yeah, you were spot on, Dewey. Ironically, that's about as loud as the gym has been today, and I think her bench was trying to help her out there on the long, but again, they played on, and as a result, Adena was able to get the kill. But again, you can't fault hustle. Great hustle on both sides there. And then at 23-22, Wheelersburg will need to settle in here and get a good pass and set and get on the attack.
Back and forth it has gone in set number 3, a 25-20 set win for Adena, 25-6 in set number 2. Currently leading 23-22 in set 3.
You know, a football analogy, Dewey, might be, we'll talk about like when you're playing one of those high-powered offenses, okay? You're playing the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes or whatever. They always talk about wanting to run the football and keep Mahomes on the sideline. Well, it's the same way when Perkins has been to the bench and sets or rotations 4, 5, 6. Adena's been able to sustain some runs early in the match, and I think that's been a big factor. Now, in this case, Perkins is up there, so it's a great opportunity for Wheelersburg here, even though they're down 1, if they can get this pass on target to get on the attack.
Bossert serves it away. Gleim to the middle of the floor, way off the net. Mullins over with the right hand. Townsend sets it up. Kruger, far side, sneaks it in for the kill.
Unfortunately for Wheelersburg, they weren't able to get in their serve receive. It caused, actually ended up getting a decent attack from Mullins, believe it or not, but then they had him out of system a little bit.
Match point, the Warriors a point away from the regional tournament. Mullins near side, blocked the net. Chamberlain back over. Townsend down the middle, blocked at the net is Preston. Another chance now, Kruger with the right hand, dug up by Gleim, overpass, tipped back over by the Warriors. Headed back to the regional tournament.
Give Wheelersburg a lot of credit. This is a really, really young roster. They're extremely talented. We have not watched them on this stage for the final time in their career, I guarantee it. But again, hats off to Coach Smith and Adena, and watching them throughout the year. This is the most complete match I've watched them play, and what better time to do it than on the district championship stage.
Well, and an interesting thing for this Pirate team is it's not too often you see a team lose in the tournament and not a single player on the roster. It wasn't the final game for any of them, no seniors.
Well,
so they'll all be back next season.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I mean, they they're a complete team. They pass it well, they set it well, they attack from multiple spots. Today, Adena had a lot to do with them getting out of system, and that's why I say, what I said in terms of this certainly won't be the last time we watch this team playing for district championships on the Wheelersburg side. They're extremely talented. But again, as complete as I've watched Adena play, I think that, gosh, I don't have that in front of me. 13 out of 14 maybe for Adena now, with their only loss being that 5-set heartbreaker at Uniota. So this team is really, really finding itself here at the right time. And 35 sectionals, and I think this will be in a row. Then I think this is the school's 37th district title or something insane. So obviously they're going back to what seems to be their annual trip to the Sweet 16.
It's the same as last year. The regional tournament will be held at Logan, one of the nicer venues in our coverage area, both in the gym and out on the football field. One of the nicer stadiums I think I've been to.
It really is, and again, the Southeast District, if you think about it, it's kind of spoiled in those aspects with Waverly and Jackson and Logan and all these different places. Still a cool opportunity for these young kids of Wheelersburg. Just their third loss of the year, and two of them to Southwestern, one to Adena. Certainly nothing wrong with that season.
All right, number 1, Gracie Perkins. Number 2, Ella Chamberlain. Number 3, Lily Phelps. Number 4, Lainey Walker.
If you're not familiar with the tournament setup, your sectional and district runs through the Southeast District. So here at the district runner-up level and district championship level, the kids will get a medal. At the regional, that's not the case, because once you get to the regional, that's where the OHSA picks it up. So at the regional level, you still get your team awards at that regional championship and runner-up level. But then again, at the state level, the individual kids would get the individual medal. So making the district championship is always one of those first stages in terms of getting that individual recognition as well as the team. That's pretty special. We're fortunate in the Southeast District with so many teams that we're sitting here with 3 different bracket opportunities. Some districts have 1, and that's when it gets really tough to get out.
Will the captain for Wheelersburg please come forward for the presentation of the team trophy?
So the Pirates wrap up their season 21-3, the district runner-ups in Division III. The best part about it is they're going to return every single player they have and maybe even pick up a few through the current eighth grade class. We'll see if they have any freshmen coming up that can make a name for themselves in the upcoming season next year.
Yeah, it's look, the experience goes a long way. We talked about it in the opening today, and I do think that played a little bit of a factor in that first set, just some of the young kids settling in a little bit. And then I think you even commented really well later in the match about how when you have several seniors on one side, they're a little bit used to reacting to some of those adversities that happen in big situations.
Number 3, Allison Weiscup. Number 4, Eva Kruger. Number 5, Grace Townsend. Number 6, Peyton Robinson. Number 7, Brooke Balser. Number 8,
I think it's worth repeating again. I was just kind of thinking through the schedule there. I've watched Adena so many times this year. I certainly do not remember a time start to finish where they were that complete against that level of opponent. There was the one stretch there in the third set where Wheelersburg was really starting to have some success there. But I think today was far more about how good Adena was and how sharp they were in areas compared to anything that Wheelersburg was doing wrong. I thought Wheelersburg played hard. I thought they were long, they were athletic. And again, I thought just the experience and the depth of Adena took the match over.
Would the captains for Adena please come forward for the presentation of the team trophy?
It's a really cool opportunity there to win a championship with your teammates, and Adena will get a chance to get together there with the trophy and get the picture. The Southeast District Board does such a good job of archiving all those. You see in the program down there, they'll have the pictures of last year's championship team. So this team will get a chance to appear in next year's program.
And support the Ohio High School student athletes, and please travel home safely.
Warriors move on to 18-7 on the season, district champs. Moving on to the regional tournament at Logan, they'll play the winner of a match we'll have a little bit later on tonight between South Webster and Meigs. Second game of our triple header is scheduled at 2:30, so about an hour 15 from now. That'll be Southeastern and Nelsonville York. That is the one district that will play the east side that we said would either be Union Local or Meadowbrook, who we believe are playing right now. So we'll probably have a final for that match before that match even gets going.
Yeah, most people that I talk to feel like it'll be Meadowbrook, but again, that is a 1 versus 2 seed over there. And again, that's a situation we're talking about. That's in the east where there's only room for one team to get out. So, you know, again, the Southeast District, we are in a great position in terms of opportunity for our teams to win district runner-ups, district championships, and so forth, because we're going to see, 6 different teams today walk away with a little bit of history for their school.
Through one, still 2 more to come throughout the rest of the afternoon and a bit into the later evening, depending on how long these next 2 matches go. Obviously, a straight set win for Adena in our first match. We'll see how the other 2 compare a little bit later on. But for Shane Combs and Dewey Daly, we say so long from Waverly High School. Adena wins in straight sets over the Pirates here in the district final.